All right, we're talking about the 6 pros and only 2 cons of living in Herndon, Virginia. Let's go. What up, everybody? Muoki here. I'm a realtor here in Leesburg, Virginia. If this is your first time at the channel, welcome. Glad you could join us. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you've been here before, get your popcorn ready. We're going to get started in just a second. I want to remind you that your phone is your friend. So whether you want to call me, text me, DM me, hit me, get a hold of me however you got to. I got your back if you're thinking of moving here to Leesburg, Virginia. If you want to keep hanging out with us, go ahead and subscribe if that's what you want to do. Everything is in the description, my contact info, subscription information, everything is there. So without further ado, let's just get right into this thing, the 6 pros and 2 cons of living in Herndon, Virginia. So jumping off real quick, Herndon is a small town right here in about 40 minutes outside of Leesburg, and also about 40-something minutes from 45-something minutes from DC. It's got about 20-something thousand, between 20 and 30,000 residents, and it's the 39th largest community in Virginia. And the first pro is that proximity. It's close to DC. It's close to, Dulles Airport is right next to it. You're close to the major highways that lead into deeper into Fairfax County, deeper into Arlington, DC, parts of Maryland. And on the west side, you're just about 30-40 minutes outside of Loudoun, Leesburg, more of the suburban, rural side of Northern Virginia. So you can and the mountains too. So you can escape to the west. You could go to work more towards south and the east. So that proximity gives it the location is one of the prime reasons that people choose Herndon as a place to live. And the second pro, kind of getting at the reasons people love living here, is the uniqueness of the communities. Herndon, the homes in Herndon. Some said that it's got a bit of a Brady Bunch feel. Some of these homes were built in the 70s and the 80s. You've also got a bunch of homes that were built in the 90s, some built in the 60s, even some as far back as the 40s. And so you get this quaintness that perhaps you wouldn't get somewhere in Leesburg or Ashburn, for example, just because it's more the homes are more recently constructed. It's not to say it's a bad thing. It's just you get that aspect of maybe it's not homogeneous in terms of kind of what it looks like aesthetically. And moving to the third pro, so you've got the diversity in terms of the properties and what's outside. And then you've also got the diversity of the community itself. Close to 40% of the people who live in Herndon were born somewhere outside of the United States. So whether that's in Asia or Europe or Africa or South America, there's so many. The population is really rich and diverse. And so you get a variety of experiences, a variety of culture, a variety of cultures. Look, come on, let's be honest. With culture comes food. So you get this rich palette of tastes and sounds and sights. And you don't talk about food. I would be remiss if I did not mention Aslan Brewing, which is one of, I think it's one of the best breweries in Northern Virginia. A lot of people would say so themselves. So if you're looking for good beer, which I think is a part of culture too, isn't it? Aslan Brewing is the place for you to go. And the fourth pro, segueing right out from Aslan Brewing, is just the things to do, entertainment and activities. This neighboring town of Reston has got Reston Town Center, which is, nothing but a stone's throw away You've got tons of escape rooms, so many different luxury spas that you can relax and get kind of rejuvenate yourself. Frying Pan Park also is a really cool place to hang out. It's a trail. You can walk a trail, and there's even there's a farm there. You can pet the animals every once in a while. So there's a lot to do. Even though it's a small little town, it's kind of one of those places where quality is better than quantity, even though you do get a number of things to do. The fifth pro of living in Herndon is the safety. When you adjust for population size, Herndon is safer than 35% of all other communities in Virginia that are similar in population size. And when we expand nationally, Herndon's crime rate is significantly lower than the average. And similar to Leesburg, Herndon has the city of Herndon, and then there's also the town of Herndon, which has its own police force, its own government, its own taxes. So, and all those funds go to providing services for the community, and one of those is law enforcement and protection. So, the safety aspect is one of those places, the things that makes Herndon not only a good place to live, but as many residents point out, it's a great place to start and raise a family. And the sixth pro of living in Herndon is the schools. The schools. Fairfax County Schools is rated as one of the top 10 school districts in the state of Virginia. Overall, it's rated top 10 places, school districts for athletes. It has an average of about 14 to 1 student to teacher ratio. And the district itself spends about $16,000 per student, which is higher than the national average of about $12,000. So the education is high quality. It's not only the education in the classroom, it's also outside of it. Listen to what one parent says about the school system. Fairfax County schools have always provided students with the best education. Teachers are passionate about their jobs, constantly excelling in their lessons. Especially as we transition to online classes due to COVID, administrators and teachers have made it as smooth as possible. Students at Fairfax have been, for the most part, all-inclusive. Whether it's race, gender, or sexuality, the schools, teachers, and students have made everyone feel welcome. So these are just 6, definitely not all. This is not an exhaustive list, just 6 just to get you started if you're thinking about Herndon as a possible place to live. And now we're just going to go into a couple cons. And the reason why there's so few is because they kind of cover a lot of ground. And also you'll see them in most people who talk about some of the cons in Herndon. These are the cons that you'll hear across anybody who talks about living in Northern Virginia in general. And the first one is the traffic. Someone called it life-sucking traffic. Oh, mother... You're living near Washington, D.C. And a lot of people work there. A lot of people work there, but don't live there. And so if you're in rush hour, if you're going in the direction of DC, you're gonna be you'll have to take it. 66 is notorious during rush hour. 495 is also can also be a bit of a drag. So it's just something that you just have to get. It's something that we all live with here. But the good thing is, because all these tax dollars, a lot of construction goes on to at least improve just the transitions like ramps and bypasses. And so 66 is undergoing renovations for removing a lot of lights on 28 are being taken out. So you don't see lights, I think, until you get to Manassas now. So it's something we all got to live with. So my best suggestion is to find a bunch of podcasts that you like, so that your commutes are not, life sucking, but, maybe you can learn about, I don't know, thermodynamics, or just learn a new language or something. So just, we all got to live with it. And the second con is the cost of living. If you're going to move to Herndon, just be ready. If you're going to move to Northern Virginia in general, but Herndon in particular, be ready for the uptick in cost of living. The average home price in Herndon is almost $600,000. The average household income is about $173,000 per household. Now that's just, total household income. So, Herndon is not only one of the most expensive places to live in Virginia, it's one of the most expensive places to live in the country. So just be prepared for that. One of an interesting trend in a housing trend in Herndon is that the sales price has decreased has been decreasing over the last year, but overall, with the estimated home values, with the inventory being what it is now, it's not affecting the sale price to the list price to sale price variance much at all. So just be prepared that there are some places where $600,000 will get you a mansion near a golf course, sipping pina coladas all day, every day. But here, a lot of people end up choosing to start with townhomes and then move to single family single-family detached units. But it's one of those things where you get what you pay for in a good sense, right? So the cost of living is high, but the quality of life also is very high. So it's one of those things where, I just mentioned 6 pros when you live here, but when you actually live here, the list of pros grows more and more the longer you're here. So that's all I got today, folks. Just quick and dirty, 6 pros, 2 cons. If this is something that was interesting to you, appreciate the love. Go ahead and give a brother a like. Go ahead and mention in the comments if there's something I missed out, something that you like, that you want to point out. And if this video has been helpful to you, go ahead and just give it a comment. Go ahead and like, subscribe if you want to keep hanging with us. And again, your phone is your friend. So however you want to get a hold of me, my information is here on the screen and also in the description. I promised my wife I'll get her something. So I'm out of here. I got to go in fact, it's a little cold outside. I got to get a jacket. No, it's not a jacket, but it'll do. Appreciate y'all. Always fun hanging out with y'all. And from me to you, until next time, take care.